Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to the last Yap session of the year. And guess what? We've got a guest this time around. But listen, what's Yap session? Yap session is a show where we talk about, well, whatever we want. So, yeah, thank you for being here. Shout out to the patrons over at patreon.com/. Daniel K. Hargrove, where they're getting content early and helping keep the lights on around here. All right. So shout out to the patrons. But with that being said, our guest, the first ever guest on this podcast.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you about this individual, all right? Let me tell you about this wonderful human being.
Who needs no introduction because it might make her cry.
The longest introduction possible. Incredibly talented TTRPG performer, amazing artist, incredible listener, one of the best human beings out there. Meadow, aka Howdy Love Darling. How's it going?
Howdy. Going pretty wavy. I thought I was coming here to talk about cowboys, and you tricked me into giving me 2 compliments before we could even start.
So to start things off, I actually have a letter that was written by all of our friends
That's not true. And do not do that. Don't do that.
So I'm fine.
I was reaching for the leave button. I was going to
You're gonna leave if I did something like that. But listen, Yap Session is the show where we talk about whatever we want. The idea that came to mind for this episode, what we've brought to all of you in the lovely court.
Yes.
Is our pitches for Red Dead Redemption 3. If we had full creative control over at Take-Two Interactive, over at Rockstar Studios, we had all the monies in the world in creative control. What sort of game would we put out there? Now, I feel like the best thing for us to do in this sort of discussion is we have our initial pitches of what our ideas are, asking questions about it, the exploration of those ideas. And then from there, we workshop what sort of mechanics we would want to see in a future installment.
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part.
There's so much to discuss. There's so much to get into. Man, the floor is yours.
Right. I go first?
You go first. What you got for us?
Okay. It's very simple. Instead of zooming in on the age of the death of the cowboy, I want to go to the height of the cowboy era. So mid 1800s earlier, for sure. And I would like to, instead of exploring redemption, right? I know the name of the game. I hear you. I would rather explore the slippery slope into outlawdom, the making of oneself, being simultaneously the unmaking of oneself, the ship of Theseusing of Western stories. What happens when you lose everything? Who do you become? What do you make of yourself when you have nothing left? And so, very simple, I want to establish a good person, a simple farmer. I want them to be forced into some means to have to make a deal, maybe with some ruffians, some thugs, some unscrupulous sorts. I want that to go terribly, terribly bad. I want them to lose everything. And then, in true Rockstar fashion, I want you to be able to use the heist system, crew system that they already have in free roam mode, where you can go out and start building your own crew. I don't want the crew to be established in camp already. I don't want you to already have this. I want you to become the Dutch you fear, basically, or possibly the Hosea if you are of a more moral mind. But I think exploring a story more in Black Bell heyday gives you more leeway to meet some of the gunslingers that Arthur was actively taking out in their heyday, gives you a taste and a through line of why the people in Red Dead 2 were mourning the heydays so much. I want to see what it looked like. I want to go back there, and I want to choose my crew. The reason Micah Bell is such a good villain is because I didn't get to kick him out. I hated him from the second I laid my eyes on him. I didn't trust him. He's a rat. Anyway, I couldn't kill him. I couldn't get him to leave. And I think there will be Micahs that you don't get to understand. There will be people that if you bring them into your crew because they're really, really good at gunslinging, or they're a great thief, or they're a good grifter, they may have insidious intent upon you. You could be bringing in your own undoing. I think that exploring those camp life dynamics, building them, gaining notoriety, making the hard decisions yourself instead of feeling like you had to, because Arthur was so very loyal, and like those decisions were splitting him down the middle to
Mm,
disobey or to go along with whatever, however you play your Arthur. Um, that was the crux of him was, am I just a weapon? Is there anything more? Do I get to want anything more when I know I don't have the time? And this is something a little different. I want to see a boss be made, honestly, and I want you to be able to make it yourself. Now, in my head, through line, Dirge
yeah.
style, because BG3 you can do whatever you want.
Hmm.
But you could play the Dirge, which is what is intended. It would be Black Bell. This would be her storyline.
Hmm.
I do think we'd benefit from the nuance of having a woman lead. Uh,
Mm,
and we know she survives, and we know she's a badass. Like she could do it. We don't know what crew
yeah.
she had put together, so you would still be able to interact with all these different people. But again, in spirit of being able to choose. You
Hmm.
could just make your own starter character. Um, that would be my pitch. And there's lots of little things that go into it, but that's the big lump sumpkin.
I can dig it. Um, Earlier times, yeah, yeah. So where do you thinking of like how Rockstar has the kind of like 4 act structure? Like prologue, act one, two, three, four, and then well, four being like this like ending epilogue sort of thing.
Ending.
Yeah. So where do you see that
Absolutely.
arc?
So the first act I see as the destabilization and ruining of the character we're introduced to. So, making those deals, deciding who you're gonna. In my head, this is purely, I have a farm, my family is about to lose it to the bank. I need to do something. And then there will be lots of small, like mini missions, mini quests, many strangers that you can meet in order to decide how you want to handle this. Do you want to work with people who will break you into the bank? Do you want to work with people who will set your barn on fire to help you collect insurance money? Like, how do you want to solve what's going on here? No matter what you choose, it will go wrong. It is the Arthur Cough moment. So, Act One, you're establishing what your life is like. You're choosing how you're going to save this farm. Um, there are no good means. There's no up and up means on how to do this. You will be forced in some way into making a decision that is less than morally good or legal at the very least. Uh, the ruining of that character will be Act One, leaving the farm with the people you made that deal with. So the
Mm-hmm.
people you choose to work with will be the first people of your crew. And then Act Two will be, it's been a few months. You've established yourself as a small crew. You haven't added anyone else, but you've boosted your stats. You're planning a job. And it'll be about y'all working together as a crew to recruit new people and to get this job, working well. All the while, you're pissing off other people in the turf. You're meeting other people that we've met in Red Dead 2 in their heyday. You're trying not to step on any toes. You're figuring out where you can fit in this criminal world. And Act Three would be where everything is blowing up because the stakes are the highest they've been with the grasping at the power, solidifying where you're at, solidifying your crew. Hopefully, if you've picked the right ones for the right job, it will pay off. But if not, we're going to be in a kerfuffle for
Right.
Act Four. I know that
That's
the
good.
island was necessary, right? The island act in Red Dead 2. Right? Right? But I wouldn't have one of those. I don't know. I don't think they're
Yeah.
like when things go terribly wrong, you're not just going to be
Mm-hmm.
completely removed from the locale that you've been But I do think having things like safe houses, having territories on the map where you know you can't go without having more
Yes.
danger because that's someone else's turf. Like I think that that would be important. And I think a good merger of Red Dead Redemption narrative, which people are starving for, and the mechanics of GTA, which is really, really cool and mostly heisty anyway. Like you are a heist crew through most of Red Dead. Yes, there's some brutish things going on, but it's mostly a claw for power and to stay one step ahead of your own consequences. And I think keeping that momentum while making it be instead of like a descent from like, oh, this is Dutch's crew, look how far they've fallen, they're losing people like flies, the other
Mm.
way.
I'm in.
Yeah!
Wait, so what are you going to call it?
I don't know. Because clearly redemption is not the plot line. This is
Yeah,
more of a ruination,
and
Red
there's
Dead
been,
ruination.
I mean, and there's been other Red Dead games with different titles. I think uh, Red Dead Revolver was
Ooh,
one, which was the first game, I believe, uh, which takes place years and years ago during like the heyday of the Wild West, and is a revenge story. Um, so yeah, I mean, there is precedent for having a different name to go along with it.
let me think because I want it to sound good in my head and good on paper. And I want
Okay.
it to be an R word because that just seems like it's a good through line, even if I'm not going to stick with redemption as the word. Revolver, redemption. There's got to be another R that I can do.
Yeah, yeah, I really love your pitch, especially with having a femme protagonist as well. During that
Yeah.
era, it would really open up that world
Let's add
and the
some
way you view it and the
nuance.
way you interact with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, that's really good. That's really good.
Now you go,
And
now you go, now you
you
go. I'm
also
so
you also
excited.
brought up mechanics too that I'm super excited about. Okay, 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 okay. Hold on. There was one more thing. You said safe houses and then building your own crew were like the two things I wanted to write down for when we talk about mechanics.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I think
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate 3 inspired that in me, but also you already have that in GTA in a different way. They don't like stay in your camp forever, but you can call them, you can choose who to go on certain jobs based on their specialties, and I
yeah.
think that would be cool.
Also, like picking up optional ones, missable companions, in your relationship with them affecting kind of like the ending you get, kind of like with Red Dead Redemption 2. Like your fate is still the same, but
Yeah.
how you look at the end of Arthur Morgan's character
Yes,
will change depending on the honor that they've
indeed.
accumulated.
Do
All right,
you
here's
play a low honor Arthur?
I don't. I can't
Okay,
do it.
good. I
I
can't do
can't
it
do
either.
it.
I see that deer every time.
Yeah, I see that near time. You know what it is too. Also, the only person I'm like outwardly mean to is Dutch. Halfway through the game, I just start being mean to Dutch, and then, but the whole entire time, it's Micah from the beginning, and it's so funny because it makes Arthur look like a dick. like even when you know the twist, it
Yeah,
almost makes it look like Micah turns because Arthur's an asshole.
because Arthur's so mean to Dutch.
Like Arthur goes up to Micah every single time, just you waste of space. Why don't you just die? it's
The
like it's like, you know what? Maybe I'd turn on the crew too if I wasn't being valued all the
Honestly, that makes sense for Micah, but the first time I saw him crest over that hill in the
time.
snow, I wasn't playing the game because I had never played a game before.
Yeah,
Jalen was playing it for me. My lovely fiance was playing it for me, and he was letting me make all the decisions, not just narrative, but like direction of the horse and everything, because my hand-eye coordination was just not there at the time.
yeah.
I'm a much better gamer now, and as soon as he came over the hill, he shouted
Mm.
something that was like, "Where you assholes been?" or something. And I was like, kill him. It's like, shoot him, shoot him. He's giving me lip. I don't know what this game is
He's
about yet,
giving me
but kill him.
lip. shoot him for not watching his tone.
I've
Incredible.
hated Micah Bell since the second I saw him, and I had no idea what was going on
That's real.
until,
Yeah, he
you
was.
know,
He. I knew he was the bad guy because he was the first one to be racist. Because they do that like that
just in
weird
case you
like.
didn't know who the bad guy is.
I think that's one of the funny things about Red Dead is that like it's written with like this postmodern sensibility of like, well, man, we don't want it to be too authentic.
Yeah. Yeah, when Lenny's like, I can't just go
Just
everywhere
go
you go,
anywhere.
Arthur. Arthur's like, why the hell
But
not?
their group is like, we are murderers and thieves and we'll do whatever it takes to survive. But we are,
But we
to
draw
be
the
clear,
line at
we're not
bigotry.
racist. We want to be clear. This is an equal opportunity outfit under Dutch Vanderland.
People of all creeds, colors, and beliefs can commit these felonies.
Arthur, here's our DEI policy, Arthur.
I need you to know that
they was
the
talking.
Vanderlyn
Our
gang.
non-binary crew member was talking.
Ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
The Vanderlyn gang is very much like a family, but
Mm,
they're like that picture of the lamb that's being bitten and torn apart by like seven different wolves.
yeah.
They just can't, they're just ripping at each other, the poor things. Absolutely ripping at each other. Anyway, Tilly
It's a
Jackson is
tough
my
thing, man.
favorite. Who's your favorite?
My favorite? God. I I love Arthur and Lenny.
Yeah,
Uh their relationship is so
Lenny's incredible.
beautiful, especially when you end up learning that Arthur had a son that passed.
Hmm.
It completely recontextualizes his relationship with Lenny.
You saw Lenny's like letter like from home and all of that stuff. Like he was going to be a lawyer and like
Yeah.
his yeah, I think it was so clear that Lenny just wanted to make good and like be seen as
Hmm.
helpful and like part of the gang um fully. And his unfortunate ending absolutely ripped me apart. I was not okay for a
Hmm.
little bit. Not okay.
Gotta
Mm-mm.
pause it.
I didn't pause it for any of them other deaths, which were way more brutal. Like that Irish boy, I was like, he talking a lot. He about to
Yeah.
get got. He really talking. But Lenny, no, no, you done fucked up now, AA Ron. I can't do
You
this.
done hurt my soul. Uh, Absolutely incredible.
Tilly's my
All right.
favorite, and I think she and Arthur's should have met up after because she was gonna run and she had that money. She
Mm-hmm.
needed to get out and
She
go
was
be
ready to go.
Tilly. But she did, and she lived a really lovely life from what I was able to find out in the
And the post,
epilogue. So
yeah.
yeah, so I just think if Arthur wasn't so sick, he would have come around to Tilly quite a bit. Or to
Mm,
Charlotte, the one who like the widow that he found up in the woods, who he helped learn how to shoot
yeah.
and stuff. Like, I think Arthur very desperately wanted love. I think Mary Linton's bridge was on fire. It wasn't burnt, but it was on fire and it was not stable, and I don't think he should have crossed back over to that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know how we got started talking about this. I'm so sorry. Back
Oh
to
no,
your
you're
idea
good.
for the game.
All right, here we go. I'm going to the future. The year is 2024. No, I'm playing. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Red Dead Redemption 3. We open. It is Christmas Day, December 25th, 1918. This is 4 years after the ending of the original Red Dead Redemption. A train pulls into Saint Denis, a massive, sprawling city now, metropolis even. Especially since it's been decades since Red Dead Redemption 2. Stepping off of a train in a military outfit is in his mid-20s now, Jack Marston, who just came back from serving in the Great War. After doing a little bit of murdering of lawmen, needed to get out of the United States, comes back with a friend of Italian American heritage. We will call him Ray Romano.
Okay.
All right, I don't have a name for him. We're just going to call him Ray Romano.
Ray Spaghetti.
So they are exiting off of their carriage, and at the same time, further down, they move further down, where you see all the white passengers getting off. They then go over to the very last few carriages where black men in military uniform begin to exit off, where they meet their other friend, Cole, Jackson, Jefferson, whatever you want the last name to be. All right, Freeman, whatever it is.
I knew you were going to say Freeman.
It's a strong name. What can I say? But these three were not like fully a part of a desegregated unit, but due to the circumstances of war and being in the trenches, found themselves relying on each other to survive during the Great War. And it just so happens that both Cole and Ray are from the regions surrounding Saint Denis. Cole being a bit further out, Ray being directly from the city.
So it's the Papa Spaghetti boy. It's the baby. It's the man who stole him. This mafia man.
Mafia man? Who said anything about a mafia man? So
don't play with me.
End up coming home. It's Christmas Day. Jack has nowhere to go. He has no family. He has no living relatives. So he joins up with them and goes home with them for at the end of this deployment. Our prologue is getting to know these three characters who will be the core of our story and the intricacies of their relationship and the things they went through while serving, and also how that's shaped those things. The prologue will end with, I don't know what the circumstances will be, but it will start with, but it will end with them saving Ray from being lynched in the South. Because during this time, historically, Italians were not really considered white. So,
correct,
especially in Louisiana, and especially in these regions, they were getting lynched alongside black people. So I want it to be that they spring him from being lynched and are able to get out, gunfight, all that sort of stuff. And eventually we are then introduced to Ray's family. He is only here to visit his mother, his grandmother, right, who live in Saint Denis. Most of his family now is up north in like Chicago, right? They're much farther north now, but they came down to visit him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What
and
mafia?
It just so happens
what murder?
That when they come down here, they hear their boy who's returning back from war was almost lynched. So as a thank you, and wanting to get revenge for such a slight, this cousin, we'll call him Cuz, brings some not so nice guys from up north. And with the strategic mind of Jack Marston, who served and has been almost his whole life a shooter, they find out where the family farm is of these people who tried to lynch his friends. They wipe them all out. It's a big old shootout on a plantation, whatever. That's how you end the prologue. After they wipe out this family, what do they find? Moonshine. that kicks off our story about the new
Moonshine
age of
Runners.
outlaws, moonshine runners, and bootleggers
Love it.
during the Roaring Twenties. That
I
is
love
our
it.
story.
You know, I love, 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 love. One, I love moonshine. Okay? Anybody out there listening who's got some extra, want to send it to me? No, I love
Just have it
moonshine
lined
stories
up.
and I love runners. I love the story of how ingenuity and backwoods resourcefulness overcame and outsmarted the law almost every single time.
Exactly.
Almost. Almost. And
Almost.
we got a lot of like exploding stills and moonshine runs in Red Dead, but not
Yeah.
enough. And not with the real kind of cars that we want.
And so that's what would open up this leg of the story, where Act One is all about bootlegging, baby. It's about
Absolutely.
making the moonshine. It's about
Slay.
being down south, figuring out how to package it. Because also during that time at the end of the prologue, by this point, January 17th would have rolled by
Hmm.
of 1919, the following month, and Prohibition would have officially started.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So with
Okay,
that
but taking
officially,
all that moonshine has got to piss somebody off. They clearly had plans for it. Maybe they'd already sold it.
exactly. But not only is that going to piss off other folks from down south, that's also going to catch the attention of the recently formed FBI
Yikes.
as of 1908. So this becomes one of their biggest first cases and begins a decades spanning manhunt for this whole entire crew and trying to take down the mafia, etc. And
Incredible.
that's where they end up getting involved as being enforcers and bootleggers for the mafia. So all of your
I
Act
knew it.
One is about the running bootlegging, and specifically, they want to build wealth, but they're not ready to expand territories up north. It's very tight up there. You're dealing with the Irish, you're dealing with other corporations and all that sort of stuff. So it's a bit tighter up north trying to bootleg. So they tell Jack, we need to start running west. So the first big city that you're going to go to is Dallas, Texas. And we're going to send them west so that immediately you're introduced to the big city, but then you'll have a moment where they're like, do you know how to ride horseback? And Jack's going to be like, yes. Yes, I do.
Here's the
So you,
thing.
right?
Bold of you to start it in Saint Denis.
Yeah.
People hate walking around.
Yeah. But that's, to me, that's going to be part of the reward of getting through the prologue, is
Mm-hmm.
that also then you're going to go back out west for your bootlegging runs. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be
Mm-hmm.
charting, trying to find certain paths. You're going to be hiding from officers. You're going to have to figure out how to transport the moonshine, protect transport some other gangs. Like you're doing classic Red Dead Redemption type stuff,
Absolutely.
but it's in a different decade, right? You're the new outlaws in that regard. And so that's what's going to end up happening with Act One. Act Two is where you start expanding the empire up north. Then you start making bootlegging runs to like maybe Chicago or New York. I haven't really decided. Or you come up with some other new northern city. And then they have to start making runs up there. And that's where things start to go fully awry because you start dealing with mafia politics, the rise and fall of that, the FBI closing in more and more. But really, the point where I wanted to get to, going into Act Three, we'll call this Act Three is Betrayal, is I want either I think Cuz should be like, how do I describe him? Like maybe like Viggo Mortensen in that one movie where he played a mobster, like super hard edge type of guy, but also like this like figure that Jack would look up to as someone who has lost all of his family and gets taken under the wing almost like in a Dutch Van der Linde style.
Yeah.
Um, and at some way, shape, or form, they are going to get betrayed by the mafia, whether it's to make amends with a murder that happened with a rival gang, etc. And Act Three is going to end with betrayal and with Jack Marston being shot and seemingly killed on screen.
Just like his daddy.
But here's the thing. Here's where I want to throw in the plot twist. Act 4 / the epilogue is years later. Jack has recovered from being shot. He lived, but the FBI gets to him first, and they make him flip. You spend the last act / epilogue hunting down and killing the remaining members of the mafia that you built up with.
That
And
is very Red Dead.
And I want it to be a flip on, he has the moment where it's almost like how Bonnie and Clyde were killed. With the mass amounts of highwaymen coming out, that sort of thing. And him realizing that he is now a part of the crowd, like the crowd that killed his father.
Beautiful. Full circle.
But the redemption aspect is presented as the badge. The FBI come to him in Act 3 saying, like, this is your way to redeem yourself for all your sins. Tell us about the routes. Tell us about every safe house that you've built throughout the game. Tell us about every place that you stayed, every single member in all of your organizations, that sort of thing. We'll give you a gun and a badge, and you've been redeemed for your sins. And then perverting the redemption aspect and casting a light on the cyclical nature of violence that is present in all of the games. And I think that's where I want it to be, in this very bittersweet ending. And I think that would be the ultimate magic trick that you could try to pull off for Red Dead Redemption 3 is tricking the players into thinking you're going to be playing as the last outlaw, but then your journey ends with you becoming a lawman and realizing you're part of the same system that destroyed the West.
Would it feel satisfying to play that ending? I wonder.
I don't know. but that's part of the. I think that's part.
It's cinema.
I think that's, from a writing perspective, that's the fun exercise.
Yeah.
Is orchestrating the right circumstances to where you feel conflicted about what's happening. The betrayal has to be so deep.
Yeah.
Whether it's like Ray and all them die or something like that, like the compatriots that you brought up along the way die or something like that, or they betray you, who knows? But the betrayal has to be so deep that not only does the ending surprise you that you don't play as another character, but you're playing as the same character on a different path of life.
I do think we have roundabout found a way, two very different ways, to say the same thing, which is like, what do you make of yourself when you have nothing? Like, what do you decide to be?
Because I was debating if it should be either FBI or he like goes into hiding until like World War II or something like that, or like the story would end basically around the start of World War II. Like you'd probably be hearing like it's 1938 by the end of the story. Like this is a decades spanning story. And they're talking about Poland just got invaded.
Yeah. I mean, even just hearing stuff like that on the radio as in the epilogue, you're like chasing down these people. Like it would feel different. Every Red Dead has felt different. Seeing the electricity lines in Red Dead 2 felt so insidious when they were getting further and further out into the forest. I was like, why are y'all here? Leave, don't be here, please. This is my little woodland area. Don't modernize it, please. Too late. It's already happening all around you.
And I think that's why going only a few years further from the ending of the first game drives that home to a certain degree for me.
Yeah.
Because it's still the idea of like the dying of the West and like holding on to this like essentially what is still like a Christo-fascist propaganda of like the divine manifest destiny sort of
Yeah.
like era sort of thing. Uh, and it's just like the shattering of that illusion, but also still giving players part of the fantasy or the enjoyment of these games is the fantasy of riding on horseback, pew 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 pew, pew
Yep.
moving the revolver around,
Absolutely.
and still serving that to a certain degree.
I it's just mm,
What's up?
I want both of these games to exist and I don't wish to compromise. I wish for both.
We're gonna have to make both. We're
Let's
gonna have
just
to
make
make.
both.
We're gonna have to make both. So, so which game comes out first?
Yours, I think, because it has a
Mm,
tighter through line to what we have just played. Like you're still got the characters on your mind. If you haven't played it yet and you see the trailer for yours, you're gonna want to play the first and second to like, catch up, or at least the second to be
mm,
able to, feel connected to the characters. And mine, it'll be like, oh wait, didn't we hear about some of these people way back when? Like, or way back when I
mm-hmm.
was playing two and three. I don't think it would take anything away to put mine completely after and separate and it be more like Easter eggs because
Mm,
yours has a tighter connection emotionally to the characters we just left off with.
mm.
Yours first for sure.
Because
Also,
that
I
makes me
think
feel.
people are
I think the same
hungrier for
thing.
the thing
Yeah,
for like to see where technology has gone.
but that's why I feel like your idea should go first.
Ah,
Because it puts people in that position of I think we would be underestimating how deeply people want to see the height of the cowboy era.
that's true. I really want to. That's why I pitched it.
Yeah,
I really
exactly.
want to.
And I think that desire would be super strong on top of the idea of seeing certain characters in their prime. The idea of, oh, what Easter eggs there might be or hints towards the first protagonist of the first game of I think it's Red Dead Revolver, right? And hearing more about him and maybe his myth and
It'd
it
be
being
really
more tangible
cool.
around there. That's why I think your game would work better going next.
We'll never know. These
And
are
then,
multi-billion, majillion dollar games.
yeah, but in this world, we have the budget for it and the time. It'll take them 50, it'll take 15 years, but a 15-year wait to get Red Dead 3? Yeah, yeah.
So good. So
But
good.
we've established our games. We have our
Mm-hmm.
pitches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what mechanics do we want to bring in? I really like the idea of safe houses.
Yeah. I think that was something that is important, didn't exist in Red Dead 2. It was, I think, such a moving force that there was never anywhere that was safe for too long. So I love that that wasn't there. However, when you're building something, especially in the height of the day, that's all they had. They had stash houses, they had safe houses, they had underground tunnels that they used explosives to build themselves. This was in the height of the gold rush. They had to make sure that their things weren't being stumbled upon. And I think it would be just so, so cool to just in Act One or Two see a boom town and in Act Three have it be a ghost town. It has already been abandoned. It hasn't been much time, but it's already gone. But we know down in the basement of this old
Damn.
saloon, there's, the right ammo, what we need to
Yeah.
stock up, you know? Come on, give me the safe houses.
Damn. That a certain location already being abandoned. Oh my gosh.
Come on, it's Western. Let's
Somebody
go.
cooked here.
I also think that it was it was very, very cool to see the Pinkertons, right? But every time they showed up, I was like, fuck, these guys again. I'm working on my dynamics at camp. Please, no. I was like,
Right.
don't come over here. This is my safe base. So I would really like there to be several triggers in which y there is, in the height of Western lore, not history, in
Mm-hmm.
lore, there is always a mysticism about what gunslingers can do.
Mm-hmm.
I would like, just like Ghost Train vibes, like how there's some inexplicable or paranormal things going on in Red Dead 2. I would like more of that flavor, but to be specifically Western coded. There are things that they say happens out there. There are a lot of really cool native legends and mythos about different creatures that exist. Maybe you see one, maybe you don't. Maybe you hear something when you're camping out there, maybe you don't. But I think pulling in stuff like that, especially getting to hear those stories from indigenous peoples would be really cool to be
Mm-hmm.
able to actually get some of that culture rather than just like walk in and be like, fuck, this is fucked. Fuck, this is fucked up. This all looks really fucked up. Like, hey, before the displacement takes place everywhere, there
Yeah.
were thriving communities, and I would like to see them if we are allowed in them. Like, it would be very, very
Mm-hmm.
cool. I know that sometimes you're not allowed past certain things, but being able to trade ethically with native peoples, indigenous peoples, that'd be incredible to be able to have more of that where it wasn't just like white bad, indigenous good. It would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would like to see more stories. That is what the West was made up of. So even if
Yeah.
that's like, oh yeah, there's this ghost rider who comes out, he's got unending bullets in this gun. I swear, I saw it myself. He unloaded like a Gatling gun. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
just a myth. But what if one night, if you're out in the wrong part of the plains, you see a ghostly pale rider out there? That's really cool. I want more detail. Finding dinosaur bones in Red Dead 2 became my only mission for 3 straight months, and I
Yeah.
spent far too many hours just looking at the ground everywhere. Every part of the ground in that game, I looked at it. I found those bones. I want more of that exploration and more of that detail, and I want it to be connected to something meaningful, cultural, grounded,
Mm-hmm.
because there was a lot of that that hadn't gotten wiped out by the time we meet up with Arthur, and by the time, modern technology started truly moving and
Yeah.
growing. And I think there's so much to be said for that. There's so much to be said for that. But pre-oil, pre all of that, I think safe houses would be great. I think finding little stashes was really cool part of the game, but I think getting to stash things is even more fun. Having to
Mm-hmm.
go back to camp to find my little trunk each time was adorable. But I would like to have easier stashes than that. Um, Also, having safe houses be places where you can be like, hey, we're going on this job. I'm going to tap these two people for that I had for a past job. We're meeting at this safe house. That way, NPCs that aren't in your crew, you can still have
Mm-hmm.
mechanically sound reasons to have these safe houses as well.
Yeah.
Good like checkpoints, places to meet. What if you choose a traitor? What if you choose a traitor to meet at a safe house? I love a good ambush. I love a good betrayal. You don't know who's gonna
Yeah,
betray
because
you.
you could also have a mechanic of certain safe houses getting taken back over
Right?
too for replay value.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be fun. We need safe
We've
house.
got crew building, we've got safe houses. I know if the time span that I'm picking, there's more weapons that'd be available. There'd be
True.
bigger suits, big old suits, big old suits. uh,
I would just love to see a speakeasy. If they're going into the city, I would love to see
the
a
20,
speakeasy,
that was
some of
one
that
thing I was
jazz,
thinking
some of the
of.
blues.
I want a prologue. There would have to be a juke joint.
Oh yeah.
And I feel
Oh
like that
yes.
would probably be the inciting incident. about someone's daughter going to that juke joint, dancing with that Italian man at that Negro owned juke joint. The Italian man with that Negro
Playing
owned
that
juke
devil
joint.
music.
What is going on there? Cohorting in there, commingling.
A sinner's juke joint.
The sides are touching. That ain't right.
I saw that white girl in there gyrating last Wednesday.
Oh, you were supposed to be at church. You out there
No, yeah, juke joint
dancing
for
with
sure.
Italians?
Oh, the music would go crazy. I think this the time period you chose it is going to be incredible. I mm,
Mm.
I
What's up?
nothing. Nothing. Don't even worry
Okay.
about it.
What? What is it? What was there something I forgot?
No, 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 no. I was thinking, I was like, what time period did this happen? And so I was flipping through my mind palace and I was like, no, different time period. So that's not,
Uh,
it's not relevant, my liege, I swear.
mm,
I
let's
do
see.
like the idea that you would actually be able to um bootleg from the city out into more wild terrain because that literally is what bootlegging was all about. At least the way I grew up learning about it here in the Appalachians is different because
Mm-hmm.
like mountain passes and you mostly just cover shit with shrubs and you make sure it's hard to get to and only you know the one way out that like one
Yeah.
cart can fit or whatever. But that is different in the literal 20s. It's just different. So I would love to see more of that. The tastes we got in
Yeah,
Red
like
Dead were not enough for me.
the jobs of moving things in and out is so enticing.
Hmm.
And also, you know, going all the way with doing your first bootlegging run of make it as monotonous as possible in the beginning. Like bottling, doing the
Yep.
classic Rockstar thing. You have to mechanics for picking up the bottles,
Hmm.
putting them in the
Hmm.
cart, picking up a crate, placing it in the trunk,
Yep.
getting in, driving it all the way through, pulling up the map, teaches you how to set up your first safe house
Yeah.
where you rest, all that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
Avoiding the law along the way, dealing with interrogations from the law. You're getting ambushed along the way from other people trying to
Hmm.
steal you. Like,
It's gonna be sick.
it's gonna
I
be
don't know
awesome.
why you don't want this one to come out first. You should let yours come out.
I can't. I can't. I'm telling you. I could see the vision now. I could see the vision now. Because also, then we're gonna earn extra $1 billion when they're like, when you get to say it's been at this point, like when it would come out, and be like, it's been 23 years. Jack Marston's back. As the pro, you haven't played as this boy since the end of the first game,
I have
and
to
now he's
say,
got
Jack Marston pissed me
PTSD.
off. Jack Marston pissed me off as a child. I could not stand that child. I was like, leave the house, leave the home, don't come back. Your child is pissing me off. I understand Jack and I get it. He was a child. He was upset at his father. He just
Yeah,
wanted to hang out with his dog, right?
just
That
want to
man
hang
was
with his dog.
trying. It is hard to keep
Yeah,
the food on the table on a farm when you are an outlaw and a bounty hunter. And when Sadie Adler, the world's most certifiably insane, vengeful woman, goes, "Hey, John, you want to kill somebody? You have to do it, or she'll kill you. Probably. I don't know."
wait. Was that Sadie Adler?
Yes, it was. It wasn't Bobby Hill, I swear. It was Sadie Adler.
Well, Arthur, I like your cough. It's got wabi sabi.
God, wabi sabi.
What are you talking about, Sadie Adler? It's an Eastern philosophy.
I don't know why, but Sadie Adler just wakes up, eats vengeance for breakfast. She thinks about vengeance on her way to work, and at
Yeah,
work, her job is vengeance. Like she is
she's an
unhinged
icon.
and insane. I love her.
She'd still be around. And
She's
Red
been
Dead
shot
3.
more times than Arthur, which is crazy.
I feel like part of the one of the things I was wondering is like, do you bring back anybody from the first two games? Part of me feels like the bold thing to do is to say you bring back nobody
Hmm.
or you bring
Hmm.
back one person.
I have the one person I would bring.
Who?
Hosea, the voice of reason. He'd be
Mm,
just the right age to be young and reckless. It would be a chance encounter, not something that would be like joining your crew.
mm.
I want to see Hosea young. He's an outlaw. Like,
You
yes,
know he
he's the
was.
guy with like, he's
You know he was
gentle.
a
He's like,
problem.
right? He had to
He
have
was a fuck
learned.
boy.
Ah,
You know he was a silver tongued devil.
you catch him in his 20s, you catch him at his Arthur Morgan in his own portrait
Yeah,
picture age. Like, I bet he was a little shit. And
yeah.
like just coming across him in a bar fight or something where you get to like have a conversation with him or calm him down. And like at the end of it, you learn he's Hosea Williams. Crazy.
Mm,
But like, I think bringing them back, and I think you have the possibility to set him on, like, to be the thing that sparks that, huh? Okay, yeah, yeah, maybe talking people down from fights is maybe planning is better sometimes. Okay, fine. And like, planting a seed in someone that you see grows over decades and decades. So clearly, you're not the
mm,
reason Hosea became the mature voice of reason, but like there's got to be lots of dozens of conversations to anyone that make up why we change the way we change. And you getting to be one of those conversations for one of those characters would be a very special privilege, especially as Black Belle. So
yeah,
I just think it would be cool.
that's a
Also, I
really
think
good idea.
hearing about, because unfortunately, Arthur Morgan joined up with the Vanderlyn gang when he was an actual child.
Yeah, just
Uh,
a baby. Yeah.
yeah, I think hearing about, like, just on like a flyer or, hearing about something in a tavern about a Vanderlyn gang, like, tearing through here a week ago or something. You don't come
Hmm.
into contact with them, but just hearing things like it would be an Easter egg game for people who pay attention to the details of Red Dead Redemption.
That's a very, that's a very rock star thing. That is a
Yeah.
perfect pitch. Um, Way better than what I had for your game. I was gonna say it's a post credit scene.
Ooh. But
Belle's
I
there
love
at
a
the
post-credit
bar.
scene.
Belle's there at the bar. Bartender goes, "Hey, this one's for that gentleman over there." Oh, slides over whiskey. Black Belle, dressed in all black now, fully donned their full attire. Downs the shot. Sits down at the table. CD, candle lit in the back corner. Who are you supposed to be? You know me, I'm just a man with a plan. And then he lifts his hat, his little top hat. I'm putting together a team of individuals talented like you. If you're interested, and then the music begins to swell.
The Avengers, a symbol of it all. And that's Marvel Rival Sons. Marvel Midnight Rivals Sons, Midnight in the time of the Sons and the Marvels.
Redemption.
Redemption. Marvel Midnight
Yeah.
Sun Redemption.
wait, wait. Now we need like the MCU version of our bitches. Just like the most cash grab.
Don't you want to assemble your own Avengers?
He says his catchphrase, I have an idea. That's what he keeps saying the whole time when you first meet him in the game. I have an idea I'm working on. And then eventually the end of the game, he goes, "I have a plan,"
I have a
and then
plan.
he's like, "Oh, he said the thing. Oh no, his villain arc has started."
Listen, Dutch, the characterization of Dutch as a villain has completely plagued me, and I've been
Mm,
convinced of every conspiracy theory that exists.
yeah.
So I believe them all. But chiefly, of course, that Dutch is suffering from that concussive rage syndrome where you get too many serious head injuries and
Mm-hmm.
you become unable to be like you live in a state of roid rage and paranoia
Mm,
until you like lash out at people uh and that is backed up by like a lot of things that I have seen, but obviously has not been confirmed in any way. But it's hard hit after hard hit. The bank heist, he falls out of that thing and completely gets knocked out. The on the boat that happens on like he takes head hit after head hit after head hit, and then we just like skip weeks ahead each time, and he's a little more drawn in, he's a little more angry, he's a little more paranoid, he's pointing fingers, he's irrational, which is crazy because he's always been the headstrong one, but not irrationally so from what we hear from everybody else at camp. Like the crew has is so loyal to Dutch because he wasn't always like this. Like he was their level-headed leader at some point. So
mm-hmm.
it's I have a lot of feelings about Dutch. But I think building your own crew and deciding that you want to mastermind on it, someone who is like Dutch, someone who does come up with the plans, who has these ideas, and then you getting to decide how risky they are, if they're worth it,
Yeah.
if he's going to mastermind a way to betray you. Like I think if I had chosen who got to be on my crew, Micah Bell would not have wormed his little rat ass way into Dutch's brain to convince him that the most loyal man on his crew was the most disloyal man on his crew. But I didn't get that choice for narrative reasons, I guess. And then they
Mm.
killed my horse. Anyway, that game is maybe my village and origin story. I can't, Micah Bell, I shot him thrice and I'll shoot him again.
And then he looks at the camera. A young Micah Bell, 10 years old, in your prequel. He goes, "What are we? Some kind of rat?"
Ah, I would
Like a
love one of those
Suicide Squad?
edits of Rat versus Snitch because Dutch is a snitch. He'd be telling on everybody. He'd be telling everybody's business to everybody. But
Yeah.
Micah is a fucking rat. And it's
Yeah.
different. It's a different level of hatred. Although it's unforgivable.
Is
Unforgivable.
Arthur Morgan the greatest protagonist of all time?
Yes. But that was just like I looked that up before answering. So that quick yes, that was I Googled it first. I looked it up. It says yes.
Yes.
Arthur
Like, there's just.
Morgan is such a beautiful portrayal of morality and mortality, and
Mm-hmm.
how beautifully they intertwine and what choice means, like what living means, even if you're dying,
Mm-hmm.
which is just a human condition question and one that in our minds we ask ourselves all the time. So to be able to play that out with a man who has made mistakes and made choices and even
Yeah.
at it seems like a lot of his life convinced himself that those choices weren't his own.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what more do you want from a fucking story? He loved, he lost, he grieved, he fought, he cried, he understood, he changed, he grew, he accepted things, he forgave things, he changed his perspective. There is no better protagonist than Arthur Morgan.
Once a month, I get a TikTok edit of the "I'm afraid" scene.
breaks me every time. Are you talking about the one with the
puts me in a
guitar string
shambles.
edit? The like dun dun.
There's so many different edits, but yeah, I think that conversation alone, the final conversation with him and the nun, is
Life
just
changing.
so, yeah, it's incredible. I think I think Red Dead Redemption 2 and Everything Everywhere All at Once have been like the two pieces of art in my life recently that have truly made like the biggest impact, I'd say. Have you seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Multiple times. It is I sob ugly, ugly tears. I'm a crier anyway, but that movie really,
That
really
movie
gets me.
fucked me up. Taylor and I, it was on because it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
We watched it. I think I think last year for New Year's Eve, going into New Year's Day, because we were like,
Oof.
"Oh, heard this movie was good."
Oh, it's good, all right.
We put that thing on. 3 hours later,
Literally. It felt like I had that Doctor Strange thing happen to me where I was like pushed out of my body, like, oh, like over and over again. So good and so poignant in so many ways. And every time I watch it, I see something new that like moves me in a different way. Just a brilliant movie that like yeah, everything all everywhere all at once is incredible. Uh, I would recommend and would change every story in the world to be more like if I could. Um, I so why not bring in the nun then? If we're bringing in Easter eggs, why not bring in the nun? She said she was wild in her younger years. She said she was hoeing around. She was not living for the Lord. She
yeah,
said she was living for the money and the sin.
she's a she's a table dancer. You know, she's a stick up girl. You know,
Yeah, she's something.
she's
I
out
don't know if
there
we'd I don't know
dancing
if
the
we'd meet her.
pale, pale moon.
For real. Growling and crawling on the stage.
I was like, what the fuck is going? Are we sure she didn't get bit already? Head can't be that good. What the fuck?
She's like, ah. I was like, whoa.
Ma'am, ma'am, it could not have been that good.
Hey, it seemed like her husband has some work to do. I don't know. It seemed like she's never even thought of the concept. It was
He take care of you, but do you go, ah? There's levels to this. There's levels. I was just like,
something was in the air of that juke joint that night. It
I
was
was
just
truly like, are we sure she's not a vampire already? Are we sure? This is not natural. This is not natural behavior.
everybody was watching her like mild concern until she started actually singing because she was just growling up there for a little bit.
Because Taylor, she loves the soundtrack, and anytime that song comes on, I don't find it an enjoyable listening experience. Because like 40% of the song is her going. Oh shit!
That's so
Did we get a
funny.
Sinners video game?
Okay, so here's the thing about a Sinner's video game, right?
Yeah.
Is that the first thing it would start with obviously the wait, I'm saying obviously, but we're talking about Sinner's video game, not Sinner's World, right? Like this would be the exact movie, but gamified.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we then we would start with the twins up in the city, having that thing go
Mm.
wrong. You do that heist first, and then you come out into the country. You
Mm.
know what the stakes are. You just live through them barely, and you got to go through the town, talking to people, seeing what they think about you, what they've heard about you since you left. Now that you're back, all the same interactions, but with some more detail and depth. Maybe some more history and background on the Stack Boys. Uh, and then juke
So you're
joint time.
thinking narrative, third person action video game.
I think it kind of, I think it would be part action but not until like the second half of the game. Like I think until the sun goes down, I think it should be split between daytime and nighttime
Mm,
in that regard. And everything that happens in the daytime is more like detective mystery, like more like figuring out what's going on, what moves are being made, what the people think of you, how to get them to the juke joint. You know, the more successful, the better. You have to do those interactions. You have to convince people to come out. After, of course, the action part of whatever they did up there in that city
yeah.
uh to get down here. And then nighttime, way more action. Way more action and horror. What?
Hear me out. Fighting game.
I'm listening.
I don't know why you're laughing. Imagine, have you played any of the recent? It's not funny. It's not funny. Have you played any of the recent Mortal Kombat games?
Not any of the recent ones, no.
All right. Any? Have you seen any recent fighting game? They've become much more cinematic in their story modes.
Really?
Yeah. So imagine there's still cutscenes,
Mm-hmm.
right, from the movie,
Yes.
and, and then and then it's like,
Fighting. Just fighting.
well, it's like,
Who do you fight in the beginning?
I'm so glad you asked. So there's they're going into town
Yeah.
to get the signs and all that sort of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
then this guy comes up and he's like, the girl comes up and she's like, "Hey, they took like, they trying to move the car or whatever." I forgot what the scene was, right? So Stack, whichever one it is, comes out, right? He's like, "You need to get away from all that smokestack Tan's property," you know. He's like, "You sure about that, nigga?" And then the camera pans out. Fight. And then it's just like the 2 point.
Okay, I have since we're going unhinged,
Yeah.
I have a better idea for you. I don't know if it's
Mm.
better, but it's worse in a different way. It was like like go Guitar Hero level shit for the music. You gotta make sure you're conjuring the ancestors right.
Wait.
You got
Wait.
what if you're not conjuring enough
Wait.
ancestors?
Hold on. I just unlocked a core memory. Because do you remember they had a hip hop version of Guitar Hero where you had a DJ set?
Yes. Don't bring up the DJ set.
Right? So listen, we take that concept, but
Put it on setting.
there's multiple instruments. We're going all the way. This is one of those games where in order to play it, you need to pay $75 after tax for the full game. And then you need to spend $40 for each instrument. It's an instrument of like the banjo, a DJ set.
Why the DJ set? Like we said banjo. I was like, right, movie accurate. Why the
like some
DJ?
some drums, some hand drums. You gotta figure out how to do hand drums with buttons. But you do that so that you can recreate the "Somebody Take Me" and you get the things going up on the screen.
Yeah. If you're not hitting the beats, only like two of the ancestors show up. You got to make sure everybody shows up.
I'd pay a minimum $200 for that.
But then you can also just buy the like the little fist, like the punch joysticks
Mm,
for the fighting part too. There you go. It's
yeah.
just both games. You can fight, and then you can conjure the
Mm,
ancestors with music.
brilliant.
So we've
Well, I
come
think
up
we
with
solved
two
racism.
really good ideas for Red Dead Redemption games, and then one combined awful idea for a Sinners
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
I think we've covered all our base.
Go to our link trees. You'll find our emails. We don't work for free. This is
Not at
just a
all.
sampler. This
So
is
many
just
more
a
ideas for
sample.
these guys.
Listen,
You don't
I
want
tell
to
you,
miss out.
you don't want to know what a lack of sleep what these guys can come up with.
DJ Sinners.
A Guitar Hero Sinners Guitar Hero. Fuck.
Because you could also do the whatever the white songs
Rock it
were.
up.
There were white songs too.
White songs is crazy. It's crazy. The
Take, take,
Irish songs.
yeah. Take me home to
Dublin.
Ireland. Yes, Dublin. Dublin.
Rocky, Rocky Road. I forgot what the lyrics were.
Not the ice cream. Not you singing an ice cream.
Listen, there's a capitalistic hellscape where like you think like Netflix merger buying the rights from underneath of Ryan Coogler, awful like hyper capitalist reality where like Sinners is like super commercial.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Sinfully
like
dark chocolate.
They're doing the dance. But they're dancing around in the circle, and he's just like Rocky Road ice cream, and they're just all handing him scoops of ice cream, and he's just like, and then like the voiceover comes over. New Rocky Road Sinner, new Rocky Road Sinner's name ice cream.
Oh my god.
It's sinfully delicious. You know, just a horrible tagline. Go along
Oh
with
my
it.
god. I could see it. I could see it
I'd
happening.
buy 14 of them right now. What can I say?
Honestly, I would be very disgusted if I saw a bunch of Rocky Road ice cream. That's chocolate.
That's not even the worst one. Oreo swirl.
Stop.
The
Ah!
Marion swirl.
Stop. Oh my god.
Certain flavors just taste better together. Swirl.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
The worst one? Delta Slim themed Hennessy.
No. Don't do that to Delta Slim.
In collaboration with Popeyes to give you the fried fish from the...
I don't think that's the worst. I do think
Is it not the worst?
I think Jiffy partnering with cornbread would be be kind of one another.
You gotta give me some Jiffy.
Hand it to me.
I can't stop until I get a bite of that Jiffy peanut butter. Just hard cuts to the end of the commercial. Oh shit.
Nice. Nice. We've made every terrible black joke we can.
Capitalism, am I right?
You are.
That's
Oh,
what we don't want to happen.
Annie. Auntie Annie's. Pretzels. Sorry.
Well,
We
no,
have so
Andy's
many.
is going to be a part of the Popeyes collab.
How could you do that to her?
No, capitalism is awful. But that's what Don Julio and Popeyes collaborated. The
No, they
evils of
didn't.
the CIA knows no bounds.
Oh, that's insane. That's insane.
Hold on. I'm
Don
not joking.
Julio's and
It was
Popeyes?
Don Julio and Popeyes.
Hold on, let me take a look at this.
Hold on. Tequila Don Julio Popeyes. Yes.
A championship lineup.
Mm-hmm. Straight from the
They
CIA
had
headquarters.
tequila Don Julio reposado flavored Louisiana garlic wings.
With a sprinkle of nigga seasoning. Like,
That's
it's the
insane.
full-
Do you
It
know what
is.
was supposed to come with it? Spicy strawberry hibiscus flavored lemonade mocktail. That is just I'm pissed off. Wow,
It
that
could have been
incensed me
even more
immediately.
racist. The only way it could have been more racist is if they threw in a free strawberry lemonade.
That's insane.
Yeah. Straight from the CIA headquarters.
What do black people like? I don't know, tequila flavored hot wings? What? Who said that? In what meeting did they say that?
But we can't be surprised. Did we not forget like the mammy figure that they had as the mascot for Popeyes?
Oh
for
no,
some
I
reason?
remember well.
Ooh, I love that chicken from Popeye.
The fact that most people I knew was like, yeah, the CEO. I'm sorry? You think that woman is the CEO of Popeye?
She's the CEO of fried chicken.
That woman is making $20 an hour
Oh my
max.
gosh.
That's abhorrent in many ways.
Wait, what is this? Locations. What?
I think
It's
they were only
sold
featuring that.
out?
Yeah, they were only doing that menu at
Sold
certain
out?
locations.
It's the website says they're sold out. The only place you can get it is New Orleans until February. You have to pre-order it. Now they got Bogo Don Julio chicken. Now
But
they
it-
got a chicken sandwich next to a Don Julio bottle.
It's tequila flavored. It's a tequila flavored fried chicken sandwich. It tastes like a reposado. I have never once ever eaten a single bite of anything and been like, I wish this tasted more like tequila. Never in my life.
Really?
Really, truly. Contrary to popular belief, I don't want my food to taste like tequila. Insane.
I feel like you can make a nice. I'm being serious. I feel like there's a delightful
What could possibly be your next fucking words, Daniel? There's no fucking way.
calamari.
You're lying too.
I'm not.
You're not putting
I would
tequila in
take
calamari. You would fry tequila in your squid. You would have fried squid tequila.
Fried squid calamari tequila. I'd have Hennessy fried fish.
Okay, Delta Slim, go
All right.
off.
I'll have purple Kool-Aid chitlins.
I don't believe you one bit. I don't believe you at all.
Any black person that contributed.
Stand up. Stand
To
up
the
right now.
selling
If you had a
house.
hand in
I
this.
made you all to stand.
Come forward right now.
Take him away.
Show yourself.
You have been banned from Wakanda.
I'm just saying, I think
You have been banished from the ancestral plane.
I would let him back in. There's a lot going on with this chicken menu here. And then for the drink to be a mocktail. Like, don't piss me off. What do you mean a tequila menu? And it's open in New
And there's
Orleans where
no
they have
tequila.
like liquor drive-throughs and
Yeah.
you're making it a mocktail? Ooh,
Speaking
ooh, get
of,
out of my
why does
face.
this look like the GTA art style?
It's really weird. Like the font, it's giving.
You niggas like San Andreas. You niggas like fried chicken. Come on over to San Andreas.
You like GTA? Get your A over to here right now and try some of this fried chicken tequila.
Oh my gosh.
And apparently they're sold out. So either they knew it wouldn't do well and did a limited run, or niggas be tripping and actually really like it.
No, they brought it back.
From
This is a
where? The depths
rewind.
of hell? I have
Yes.
never seen this before.
Straight from the cerebral cortex of Ronald Reagan. They created this.
I'm not for it. I'm not for it. I
This
don't
is up
want.
there with crack.
Not the multi-generational addictive drug travesty of
This is
crack
up there
being
with
compared to
crack.
tequila chicken.
Yes. The audacity. The audacity of the CIA to release this.
The caucasity of it all. Because you can make like honey whiskey, like rum, like you can put liquor in food sauces. Tequila is not one that you often see, especially with
Mm-hmm.
fried chicken. What the fuck? Like you don't, there's ways to make this good. You can do a honey bourbon glaze. It ain't nobody's problem. You
Mm-hmm.
choosing violence like this is my problem. I do- Popeyes, if you're seeing this.
We do need money in the TTRPG space. I will
Exactly.
say.
And I personally have always loved tequila and chicken
Don
and
Julio, if you can hear me, it's hard
tequila.
out
I
here
hardly
getting a
know her.
show. We want to pay all of our actors, and
How much to eat the tequila chicken? How much?
so that's a real question. Hex Heist is coming back in January.
We'll all eat tequila chicken
get-
on live if you pay us.
How much to eat? The CIA funded Don Julio fried,
We will be
fried
the
chicken
next. We will be
sandwich.
CIA rats. We'll be. I cannot speak for the cast, but when Hex Heist returns, I know I'll be eating my tequila fried chicken, my reposado flavor.
Have the logo on the screen.
The GTA San Andreas logo font.
Someone donates, it has a little animation of a chicken sandwich flying around the screen. It
I
gets a bite out
can't.
of
I
it and it shows the
cannot. Oh
donation.
my God, that's so funny. I'll eat one wing every episode on live. I will do anything for my cast. We need sponsors. They need to get paid. You tell me how much chicken, how much money, we'll make it happen. While supplies last, sold out at most locations.
For CIA chicken, that's gotta be. That's gotta be a few bags. That's gotta
Oh
be
yeah.
a few
Oh yeah. It's in the thousands. It's in the thousands for sure.
thousand.
But
Just
it's
the
not like
thousands.
it's not like Popeyes doesn't have thousands of dollars. At least.
But
They have
like
at
you have to think
least
of the ramifications too.
$100.
But like this will get you banned from Wakanda. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no. I think giving up my ancestral rights
Yeah.
to have another sponsor on Hex Heist. I love our current sponsors actually, and I
This is the perfect time to segue into promoting your show that comes back in January. Hey, tell us about that show you run.
Hey, so I run Hex Heist. It is an all-black actual play set in a cyberpunk future where we play witches stealing powerful items and trying to stay ahead of the consequences. We have incredible sponsors who I actually love working with. They're all small businesses with just the most incredible stuff. Like for Crescent Moon Alchemy Co., they actually built these for us, these potion bottles. These are little hex boost bottles so that we can shake them up and we have our little dice rolls at the top there, which is so cool. What did I roll? Hold on. Please hold. A 6. So you have to buy them because they roll real good. And if yours doesn't, blame me, not them. But hold on. They did. I cannot say that they roll well, but I love mine and they're really cool. They have bags, they have dice accessories, they have dice themselves. They have a lot of different things to help you be your coolest TTRPG adventurer. We also work with Fantasy by Numbers, who gives us these incredible wands that we use as emotional support handles when playing the game because it's very tense often. And you can build your own, you can design your own. They're incredible. And then we also have where are my big chunky dice boys?
The
Spectral
chunky
Craft
days.
Dice,
Nice.
who has worked with us to design Hex Heist dice as well, and those will be up on their shop in the new year. Also, incredible. It's a 3d6 system with 1d20, and you can get your own if you want to play the system or just have cool dice. They're gorgeous and they are UV reactive, which is super cool. So yeah, that Hex Heist is coming back. I would eat CIA chicken for $100,000.
You heard it here, gang. Popeyes run the numbers, right?
I'm just saying, if I
Run
could
the
put a down
bag.
payment on a house, I'd do a lot of things.
Shit. Let me tell you.
You know what
Let
I
me tell
mean?
you. You know what I mean? That's brilliant. I was, will be coming out relatively to when you guys get a date down. I already interviewed Spunky Taylor for the show.
Yeah, my
So,
favorite.
did an interview with them. So they spilled all the secrets.
No, they
So,
didn't.
you know,
They wouldn't.
they they told
Taylor
us
wouldn't do that to
what's
me.
really going on over there. Type of ship you're running over there. But yeah, so
It's a normal ship.
yes. So trying to get all of the attention possible
Oh, thank you.
on your show
Appreciate
coming
it.
back.
I,
So
I love Hex Heist. I love the cast more than anything. I have never been more blessed to run a table of people willing to just go there, and I love every one of them. They're all really good people, but also very talented people, and it's fun when those two things can overlap. So we have the best time at Hex Heist, and it's a labor of love for sure, and heavily inspired by our common DM George over at Fears and Fortunes, who taught me a lot about production and like setup and whatnot, which has been a journey of its own. So yeah, I love it over there. I'm never leaving. I love Hex Heist.
amazing. Where can the people find the first season who want to get caught up during their holiday break?
Yeah, if you get chilly and want to watch some witches and you have nothing else to do this winter time or other times, because I'm gonna leave the video up, you can just go to my YouTube at Howdy Love Darlin Games and check that out. If you want to see clips of it or clips of us or catch up on when we're doing new episodes, you can follow me at Howdy Love Darlin or Howdy Love Darlin GM. Check out the beacons, it'll show you which is where and who is what. And I would love to have more people come fall in love with the game that I love to run. It would be very, very fun. But also, you can find me on Bitten, you can find me on Fears and Fortunes, and you can find me on Shadows over Baldur's Gate, all incredible campaigns. And you can follow me around to see when those will be, if those are more up your alley.
Absolutely fantastic. Meadow, thank you for coming on to the show. I
Brother!
hope. I was. I also know that you definitely do prefer non-binary uh, language, but I wish the English language had more non-binary denotions of relationships and statuses.
Me too.
So I was
Me
like,
too.
what about Sibby? Like a sibling?
Sibby!
Sibby!
I love it so much. I automatically fell in love with
Sammy!
it. Sammy. How did you not know immediately that he was evil? How?
Right? But with that being said, thank you for coming on the Yap Session, the show where we yap about whatever we want. And let me tell you, we sure did. We sure did this episode. Gang, you know me, Daniel the DM, patreon.com/Daniel K. Hargrove. Check out this stuff early. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Be kind to yourself, be kind to the others. Peace.